What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with a new purchase. I bought a 2016 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with the shaker hood and nobody wanted it. We're about to find out why, because it was just dropped off at my door. I have yet to even look at this car. I bought it sight unseen out of Texas, and it just arrived. So let's go find out what's wrong with my new Scat Pack. Now I've got a yard full of cars here, guys. I got to start moving stuff out pretty quick because it doesn't matter what direction you look. I literally have cars. They're everywhere out here. I've got way too many, and I keep buying more. I saw this Challenger Scat Pack on sale at ACV Auctions for $15,000. Nobody bid on it. Nobody wanted this car. And I'll be honest with you, when that happens, there's usually a pretty good reason. It left me a little sketchy, a little bit worried about what this car was. But for $15,000, how are you going to go wrong on a Scat Pack? You tell me. Now, it's got 133,000 miles on the odometer. It does have a clean title, although it was in a front-end collision at some point. It's listed on Carfax that it had moderate damage. Not severe, just moderate. I also saw where the dealership did a lot of repair work to it. They replaced a cross member under the core support, I assume, for the radiator. A lot of the front-end components ended up being replaced. It's got these aftermarket wheels that kind of look like Demon wheels, but they're actually Vox. It's obviously a Scat Pack, so it's got the Brembo brakes. It's got Nitto NT555s all the way around. It's got drilled and slotted rotors, and I just got done looking at the service history through Carfax. This thing just had a lot of work done. Not just new tires, but they also lathed the rotors. They put new brake pads on. This thing has had transmission service recently. Oil's changed, all the fluids, brake flush, coolant flush, everything's been done. So for 133,000 miles, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it was really well maintained. I have a hard time believing that anything could be wrong with it. You can see this, it's got writing all over it. Mac Hike Dodge North. I don't know. WSFCAA. That's usually like a FCAA capital, something like that. You got numbers all over here. So it looks like it was probably run through several dealer auctions, and it didn't sell. And that's where I start getting very, very concerned. There was one thing I noticed about this car, and that is the exhaust appears to be straight piped. It has long tube headers, and from the long tube headers, it has no catalytic converters, and it's been chopped up all the way out. It's a mess under there. It goes from long tubes to just chopped pieces of pipe all welded together, and it looks like they run it straight out the back. So this thing should be incredibly loud. Now, I asked the tow truck driver to just leave the keys in it. Hopefully, it's not locked. It's not. Oh, it has power. Oh, we got two key fobs. We got remote start. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, it's got the Alcantara interior. That's nice. You got the Bumblebee. You've got red carbon fiber everywhere. You know, I don't know. I kind of like it. It looks all right. We've got carbon fiber, probably all fake, on the mirror caps. Let's see if we can remote start this thing and get a cold start back here. Come on. Let me guess. Must have a check engine light on. It won't do it. Come on. No. No cold start for you. I'm going to put the camera down, guys, and I'll start it up for you. Well, I'll be the first to admit the exhaust actually sounds really good on this, guys. Really good. The body is in phenomenal shape. I mean, I don't see a single dent anywhere on this car. It's actually really, really nice. That shaker hood, man, that just, golly. What a beautiful, beautiful car. Oh, hold on. We got BBK, probably for the long tube headers. It says it's got an ATI super damper. We'll have to check that. Summit Racing. Maybe this car's got a few modifications, guys. Maybe. So I don't see or smell any oil leaks or anything crazy. It's full of purple coolant. The engine looks extremely clean. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see down there, but that damper, it's got writing all over it. That is aftermarket, so it definitely has an aftermarket damper. Everything under here is in just immaculate condition, man. This thing is in great shape. I love this hood. I really love this hood. I love this car. It reminds me so much of my Hellcats. The thing is though, is like my Hellcats back in the day when I bought them, they were like $75,000, $80,000. Oh, granted, this isn't 707 horsepower or whatever they are. I don't even remember anymore. This is 485 horsepower, but still, for $15,000, nobody wanted this car. Nobody wanted it. There are no warning lights on the dash. You've got this nice screen right here with obviously radio. You can connect your cell phone. It's got ventilated seats. Yes, thank you, ventilated seats. It's got climate control touchscreen, which is really nice, and the air conditioning is working great. And then you move down here though, and you start finding some of the fun stuff, like sport. Okay, great. It puts it in sport mode. What else do we have? Well, we have Super Track Pack. That button turns the screen into something completely different. We have active launch control, launch RPM setup, drive mode setup, sport mode setup, default mode, launch control, everything. You can do so much from here. And then of course you've got a little flag right there in the corner showing that it's ready to go. Now this thing's showing an average of 17.4 miles a gallon, which is pretty incredible for a really fun sports car, right? What I love about the Challenger the most is it's so big. And I mean, it is a big car, guys. It's big and it's heavy. But with the performance power that this thing has, it's a lot of fun to drive. At least the Hellcats were. I've never driven a Scat Pack, so this will be our first time, and we're going to take it out on the road and find out together whether we got a deal or whether something was really broken, and that's why they let it go for so cheap. So forgive me, I'm having to use my phone. I'm kind of cheating here, but the horsepower from a 2016 Scat Pack Shaker is 485 and 475 torque. Now I'd be curious to know what the 0 to 60 is as well. And with the magic of editing, 0 to 60 is 4.2 seconds. Not bad at all. Top speed, without the limiter, and assuming it's tuned, it's about 174 miles an hour, which is plenty fast. Now, the one downside to these Challengers is how big they are. It's one of the reasons I love them so much. They are big, comfortable cars, but it weighs a lot. It weighs, I almost said 2,000 pounds. In its dreams, does it weigh 2,000 pounds? It weighs 4,082 pounds. It's a big, big girl. All right, let's hop out real quick, because a lot of times I create these themes and I don't really do it intentionally. It's just something I do. You'll notice that we have a 2005 Dodge Viper right here. This is a V10, 505 horsepower, I believe, 500 cubic inch, 500 pound-feet of torque. This is definitely a sports car. Next to it, we have a 480 horsepower, 87 Chevy Monte Carlo SS, obviously not original. And then if you come over here, go around the bend, God, that car is beautiful. Anyway, you come around the bend here and you'll see we have a Corvette. Now, granted, the Corvette's not anything too particularly exciting, right? It's only an LS1. What are they, 350 horsepower? But it's a 6-speed manual transmission, and that, I think, makes it a fun car. I haven't even looked at this yet. I haven't touched this car. It got dropped off and just left here, and I haven't messed with it. But then next to that is my 1959 Rambler. It's a wagon. It's an American classic with a big block that it's 1,000 horsepower. It's actually more than that, but we'll just go with it's 1,000 horsepower for now, okay? 14 PSI of boost from this BDS blower. She's a mean vehicle, guys. So you can see where the theme is going. I'm selling off a bunch of my other cars, and we're getting into some more fun cars, sporty cars, because, I mean, sports cars, well, They're just so much fun. Now I'm sitting in here playing around with stuff, and you have timers. It's a little laggy, but pretty cool. Can we scroll through? Best? No? Best. 0 to 60 in 4.8, 0 to 109.5, eighth mile in 8.4, and a quarter mile in 12.4. Honestly, it's really not that bad, guys. You got some different gauge clusters here, coolant, oil pressure. Everything looks good. I'm assuming this car is tuned. I have no doubt that this car has been tuned. Oh, nice gauges. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I have to assume the car has been tuned because we have no check engine light. And obviously, I know that there are no catalytic converters on this car. So we're going to take it out for a drive. We're going to start out in just normal mode, guys. We're not going to mess with anything, just normal mode. I forgot to put plates on it. I don't care. I think everybody out here knows who I am, so I shouldn't have any problems. Even the police know me, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, that exhaust sounds good. Wow. That exhaust sounds real good. All right, let's wait for traffic, and we're gonna hit the road. All right, are you guys ready? Boy, she's... Oh, I think I just peeled out my own yard. It shifts. It shifts. And that was a big concern of mine, guys, because this car was sold on a red light, which means there is no arbitration, no guarantees whatsoever. You get what you get, man, and that's it. We got up to speed with no trouble at all. We're in overdrive. Air conditioning is ice cold, and I just love the way that shaker hood looks. Speed limit's about to get up to 65, so we'll really see how she does once we're up to highway speeds here. We're already going 65. I didn't even realize. I wasn't even trying. We're already up to 65 miles an hour. Cruise control? Cruise control works. Everything works. Everything works. Ice cold air conditioning. It's driving down the highway perfectly for 15 grand. Guys, this was an insane deal on a Scat Pack. Now there's a little bit of drone, whatever. I actually like the way the exhaust sounds. Obviously, it's not too bad, or you guys wouldn't be able to hear me talking. I really forgot how big these cars were. Like, they're massive. They're absolutely massive cars, but it is so comfortable. I expected maybe some suspension wear, maybe some clunks or noises from the car. Nothing. I'm not exaggerating. Some of you are going to think that I am, but I'm not exaggerating when I tell you. This car, it drives just like my brand new Hellcats did. It's perfect. This car is perfect. It rides absolutely great. And not a single warning light on the dash with 133,000 miles on it. I don't know, guys. Why don't you go look around? See if you can find a Scat Pack with about the same miles and a clean title for anywhere near $15,000. I'd be willing to bet it's not going to happen for one that runs and drives. I'm surprised with a straight piped exhaust how good it sounds in here. I was ready. I've already got Borla exhaust on my watch list. You know what I mean? I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to go put a whole new exhaust system on this. May not be necessary. Honestly, it may not be necessary at all. This car actually sounds really good. I'm gonna get on it for the first time. Oh yeah. No joke. Wow. Okay, it moves. I mean, you know, it's not the Viper, but she really does. She moves, guys. And well, we're not going to talk about it. I'm in Mexico, all right? I'm in Mexico, and I'm certainly not speeding. And here's the other thing. I'm just in normal driving mode. It's not in sport mode or anything. We're just in regular old drive mode, cruising around, having a good time. You can hit the... Yes, all day. Thank you. I'll take that all day. What a fun car. The best part is like, With the Viper, it's hard to drive. The Viper has such massive tires. It's so low to the ground. That car catches every hole in the road, every groove in the road. It catches it. You know what I mean? It makes the Viper a little difficult to drive. It's difficult to get in and out of. It's a tough car. The Viper is a really tough car. All right, same thing with the Corvette. The Corvette's not as bad, but you know, the Corvette also very low to the ground and a little bit more difficult if you're a bigger person. Thankfully, I'm not huge, but I'm not exactly a small guy either. So I can work with the Viper. I can work with the Corvette just fine. But something like this car is so big, you don't feel like you're even driving a sports car, really. It feels like you're in some big, luxurious... I've got Alcantara everywhere, all around me. Carbon fiber bits everywhere. I mean, this car is so comfortable, but at the same time, exceptionally powerful and fun to drive. All right, this time, by the way, it does have paddle shifters too. This time, oh yeah, traction control doesn't exist anymore. Okay, this time, I put it in sport mode and super track pack, so... Oh wow, yeah, she gets a little squirrely. The shifts hold longer. Yeah, she definitely gets a little more squirrely. You got no traction control anymore. Wow. Those Nittos are doing the... Oh wow, are we really going that fast? Oh, really? I guess that's the other thing about this car, guys. You can get going really fast and you don't even realize you're going that fast. We own a super cheap Scat Pack that obviously runs, drives, shifts, everything works. No warning lights on the dash. Again, it's tuned. Obviously, it's got a tune on it. And it's got an aftermarket damper. That just makes me wonder, like, why? Was the old damper bad? Was it damaged in an accident? I don't know. But it makes me wonder if there maybe isn't something a little extra under the hood of this car. It'd be fun to take it down and maybe like Able Racing or something and get a dyno run on it. And maybe let them do a little bit of tuning on it themselves. See if they could squeeze a few more ponies out of it. Wouldn't it be cool if instead of 485, we were able to hit 500 horsepower out of a Scat Pack that looks to be mostly stock? I think the only real downside to the Scat Pack is when you compare it to something like the Ford Mustang. Remember, I also have a 2022 Ford Mustang GT Premium. And that car has a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it's sad, but that 10-speed launches that car from 0 to 60 in 3.9. Do not ever underestimate a Mustang GT. I'm here to tell you, those cars, if it's got the 10-speed automatic, they are bad, they are mean, they are incredibly fast for a stock car like that, man. 0 to 60 in 3.9? That is incredible. Obviously, the stock Mustang GT would be able to beat this car in a 0 to 60. It's not slow, guys. The Mustang GT is a pretty quick car. Thankfully, they like to run into crowds and drive off the road, so we have an advantage there with our Mopars, okay? Because Mopars, well, they typically just, they don't crash. They do what they're supposed to. When you hit a curve, they go around it smoothly, just like we're right now. A sharp curve, I'm going the speed limit, and not a problem at all. These cars actually handle pretty dang good for how big and bulky and heavy they really are. And I can already hear all of you guys right now. Power Tour 2025, let me tell you something. There were several of these out there, for sure. Several Challengers, even the V6s were out there, man. Everybody's got their hoods up and, you know, whatever, that's fun. And this would be a great car for Power Tour. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, I'm just saying my personal opinion is, Hot Rod Power Tour is supposed to be about cars that you put together. You know what I mean? Not something that you bought at the dealership. And I know I'm going to hear a lot of negative feedback because I just said that. But again, I'm not saying everybody that does it is wrong. I'm just saying it is my personal opinion that, you know, what Power Tour, the fun is really building something and taking it out there and seeing if it can make the trip, seeing if it can endure the trip. When you buy something from a dealership and it's basically, you know, a stock car, I guess it could still be fun, but I just think it takes some of the excitement out of it. The mystery, what's going to happen? What could go wrong? It's just not as exciting to me personally, but to each their own. I'm not knocking anybody for buying it and driving it, you know, for sure. If I was to do that, absolutely, this car would be a great power tour car. All right, let's get out. I'm going to pop the hood again. We forgot to check the important window. It does work. No express up, only express down? Really? What a shame. Let's check the other window. It works also. No express up. Really? I would have thought there would be an express up on this. All right, trunk. Let's see what we got going on back there. And, of course, pop the hood. I feel very fortunate when it comes to this car, guys, because this could have been an absolute disaster. Even the carbon fiber accents right there. You've got an American flag back here as well. It's hard to see, but it's there. I don't know if this has the bigger sound system. I don't think so, because there should be like a subwoofer over here. How do you even open this? There we go. No, but it does have the little air compressor, and you got your battery, a Super Start sitting right there. Now that we took it out and kind of hammered on her a little bit, look under that hood and see if we got any smoke or anything telling us that we might have some kind of a problem. I'm still very confused. Nah, there ain't nothing. There's nothing. Nothing is going on under the hood of this car. No kidding. I'm telling you, man, I have been on a very, very lucky winning streak as of late. I don't pretend to understand it. I don't know. These cars that I've been buying sight unseen that have turned out to be decent cars. Obviously, this $13,000. You know, I mean, think about that for a minute, guys. $15,000 for a beautiful, great condition Scat Pack. $13,000 for a car that has over 1,000 horsepower. I mean, just think about that for a minute. Literally, the amount of car for the horsepower out of this is absolutely incredible. We're too soon to say we won on this one. I don't know. This one's got like 143,000 miles, and it's definitely been in an accident, and they had it covered up, so I couldn't really see anything in here, and I couldn't really assess the damage. I do see this was the headlight, and it's broken. A little bit of damage to some fiberglass pieces over here. So we'll see. Yeah, I need to go ahead and pull this off. I need to start it. I've never heard this car run. I see it's got an Optima. Ooh, with some big cables. Maybe it's got a system. Like I said, I have no idea. I see an aftermarket oil catch can. Anyway, not about this car. I'm just saying, like, we've been on a pretty good winning streak lately, guys. And as far as cars that you could take out and really just enjoy on the regular, this is probably at the top of the list for all of them. This car has no air conditioning. So, I mean, in the cooler weather, you can absolutely daily drive this car. It's not ready for driving yet. We haven't even driven this car. It needs to go in the shop. We got work to do to it before we can even think about driving it. It will burn up the transmission. The TV cable is disconnected at the transmission, so we have to fix that before we can even think about driving this car. But you could drive this car, but this is one of those cars, it's a fair weather car. You know, in decent weather, relatively cool all day long. That car, you could drive it in anything, always, anything. You can't really with this car. With this car, you can, sure. Corvette, no problem. The Monte Carlo, you absolutely, that's another one. You could absolutely take out and daily drive in just about any kind of weather, you'd be fine. This car, not a chance, man. There's no way. The tires are Michelin Pilot Super Sports, and they will not do good in winter. In wet weather, sure, but in like colder conditions, not a chance, man. This is another car that's really kind of a fair weather car. So it leaves me thinking, like, should I start thinning out some of my personal vehicles that I'm keeping for myself? Maybe I need to get rid of some things and just drive a Scat Pack. Maybe the Scat Pack is literally kind of the best of everything. It's big, it's comfortable, it's luxurious, it's fast, it sounds mean, it's a great car all around. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll just keep everything, or maybe we'll sell it all. Now, I thought it might be fun since we've got the Challenger sitting next to the Rambler, I thought it'd be fun to maybe just fire up the old 1,000 horsepower race car here. It'd be nice if there was a catch or something to hold this door open. This thing still has all the fire damage inside. We haven't really taken the time to clean any of this up, but put the key in the ignition, fuel pump, water pump, a couple pumps of the gas. Start up those radiator fans. There we go. Yeah. Now, this has 3-inch exhaust. I believe that's a Flowmaster muffler. What do you think? The Rambler versus the Scat Pack. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the trophy goes to the Rambler there, guys. Both have little bulges coming out of the hood. Look at that. What a collection of cars that I have acquired lately, man. I am just super happy with all of these. The Rambler, we got some work to do to it. This one, I thought for sure was gonna need some work. I suppose I was wrong. How deals like this slip through auctions is beyond me. These are dealer auctions, guys. These are the places the dealerships go to buy the inventory for their lots. And I am beside myself that everybody passed on this car. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away that all these dealers that could have made a healthy profit on this car literally just walked away from it. Sold on a red light. Anything could have been wrong with it. And I pulled the Carfax report. I saw all the maintenance items that had been done, and I was like, oh man, I guarantee this car is good. Yes, the rear differential's been serviced, brake pads, rotors, like literally everything has been done on this car. I'm extremely lucky on this one, guys. I really am. I thought it was going to have something that we're going to have to do some work on, something we're going to have to get fixed, and I'm happy to say that this car is literally, it's ready to roll. This is what they call a turnkey, frontline turnkey car. This thing is ready to just go down the road. Anybody can get in it and drive it exactly the way it is. So I guess my question is, if you had to keep one of these cars, right? Let's say you couldn't keep them all, and currently I'm in a position where I can keep all of these cars, but I always keep it in the back of my mind that there may come a point sometime where it's like, hey, you got to pick one. You can keep one of these cars. Which one is it? Which one of these are you keeping? Is it the Scat Pack? Is it the 1,000 horsepower Rambler over there? Is it the Viper? Is it the C5 Corvette? I don't know. If I had to pick one, like right now, if you put me on the spot right now and said, you got to pick one of these cars to keep and the rest of them have to go, as of right now, it'd be the Scat Pack. But remember, the Scat Pack is brand new. It literally just got here, and I just drove. So this is, it's my shiny new thing. You know, it's like, hey, look at me. I am super stoked about this car because it is new and it just arrived. I could very easily get bored of it in the next week or so, and maybe I'd say it'd be the Rambler, or maybe I'd say it'd be the Viper. Probably would not be the C5 Corvette, but I'm curious for all of you guys and gals out there, if you had to pick one of these cars to keep and drive, which one would you choose? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down, man. I think the mods on this car were very tasteful. I can't complain. I need to get all these stickers off because I got a hunch I'm gonna be driving this one home. I don't know why, just a hunch that this is gonna be the one that I drive home. I gotta get all that writing off. I gotta put a dealer plate on it. Phillips screws, yeah. I think I'm gonna drive that one home. I got a dealer plate on this one. I was ready to take this thing out for a drive, man. I still haven't been able to drive it though, because I quickly realized when we were messing with stuff under the hood here, it's TV cable, it does nothing. It's literally, it's not connected to anything at all. That's a big problem. Oh, melted plastic. Yeah, there we go. We'll just put it back. No leaks. Everything seems to be relatively good on this. Just got to get that TV cable reconnected. We'll go ahead and shut her down. And I do love this car. I really, look how easy those doors close too. I really, really love this car. I can't wait to take it out on a drive. And I don't know, I've got a Carly. Maybe I could put my Carly in it. And, you know, I don't know, maybe we'll see what the 0 to 60 is on this one. This car is no BS, man. Like, this is up there. I know you guys are probably going to laugh, but this is up there with the Demon. Okay, when you're talking about 1/8 mile and 1/4 mile ETs, like, this is in Demon territory. You're talking about a mid to high 9-second car right here. This car is insane. It would destroy the Scat Pack all day, every day. I have no doubt that it would destroy my Viper all day, every day, and obviously the Monte Carlo and the Corvette as well. I think with that, guys, we are going to get out of here, and I'm going to make you guys another video. I think the next video I'm going to make is going to be on the C5 Corvette here. We need to find out if it runs and drives or if I got screwed. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.